2016, Youri Tielemans. When Youri Tielemans won the inaugural NXGN award in 2016, the footballing world viewed him as one of the most promising young midfielders of his generation. At just 18, he had already surpassed 100 senior appearances for Belgian giants Anderlecht, becoming a mainstay in both the Belgian Pro League and UEFA Champions League. His composure, maturity, and vision made him stand out, not just as a teenage prodigy, but as a potential future leader on the global stage. Tielemans' early career at Anderlecht was nothing short of remarkable. Debuting at 16, he swiftly became one of the club's most trusted players. His ability to dictate play, score from distance, and remain calm under pressure drew comparisons with some of Europe's best midfielders. By 2017, after winning 2 Belgian league titles and being named Belgian Professional Footballer of the Year, Tielemans secured a move to AS Monaco in Ligue 1, a logical next step for a player tipped to reach the top. However, Monaco proved to be a more turbulent chapter. The club was undergoing managerial instability and a general decline in form, which affected not only the team's performance but also Tielemans' development. Still, amidst the chaos, he showcased glimpses of his quality, prompting a loan move to Leicester City in January 2019, a transfer that would define the next stage of his career. In England, Tielemans found the environment he needed to thrive. Under Brendan Rodgers at Leicester, he became a key part of a dynamic and ambitious squad. His tactical awareness, sharp passing, and goal-scoring ability quickly earned him a reputation as one of the Premier League's top midfielders outside the traditional Big Six. His crowning moment came in the 2021 FA Cup final, when he scored a spectacular long-range winner against Chelsea, securing the first FA Cup in Leicester's history and cementing his place in club folklore. Over his 4 seasons with Leicester, Tielemans proved to be consistent, dependable, and professional. Even as the team struggled and eventually suffered relegation in the 2022-2023 season, he remained one of their standout performers. In the summer of 2023, he left the club on a free transfer, joining Aston Villa in search of a fresh challenge with a team on the rise under Unai Emery, Aston Villa. Tielemans has continued to contribute as a valuable squad player. Though no longer the hyped teenage wonderkid, he has evolved into a seasoned and intelligent midfielder who can offer experience, versatility, and leadership. His role with the Belgian national team has also remained significant, especially as the country's golden generation transitions into a new era retrospect. Tielemans' career since winning the NXGN award is a reflection of the often unpredictable nature of football development. Not every young prodigy becomes a Ballon d'Or contender, but that doesn't mean their career isn't a success. Tielemans has shown that consistency, professionalism, and resilience are just as valuable as raw talent. Based on his early promise, his pivotal role in historic club moments, and his steady presence across top leagues and international tournaments, Youri Tielemans earns a career rating of 7.0 out of 10. He may not have reached the absolute heights once predicted for him, but he has built a respectable, enduring career, proving that promise fulfilled can take many different forms. 2017, Donnarumma. Since winning the NXGN award in 2017, Gianluigi Donnarumma has established himself as one of the top goalkeepers in world football, earning a key role for both club and country. Rising to prominence as a teenager at AC Milan, he defied his age with mature performances, quickly becoming the club's undisputed number 1. Over the years, he consistently delivered standout displays in Serie A, showcasing excellent shot-stopping, composure, and command of the penalty area. Yet, his time at Milan was not without turbulence. Contract disputes and public criticism from fans painted a complex picture of his relationship with the club. When he chose not to renew his contract in 2021 and instead left for Paris Saint-Germain on a free transfer, it was a controversial but ambitious move, one that put him in the spotlight even more. Critics questioned the timing, while supporters hoped it would be the stage where he could grow into a world-class keeper under greater competitive pressure. His defining moment came at UEFA Euro 2020, held in 2021, where he was named player of the tournament after leading Italy to victory and saving decisive penalties in the shootout against England in the final. This performance firmly placed him among the elite in his position and demonstrated his ability to perform under immense pressure on the biggest stage. At PSG, however, his club career has faced challenges. Sharing goalkeeping duties with Keylor Navas initially disrupted rhythm and consistency. Mistakes in key Champions League matches, including a costly error against Real Madrid in the 2021-22 season, drew criticism and raised doubts about his readiness for the highest stage. Despite this, Donnarumma has retained the trust of managers and has gradually grown into a more composed and confident figure in Paris goal. Becoming the undisputed starter in the seasons that followed and 2024/2025 season, he leads his side to Champions League, where he has been a monster in goal for his team overall. Donnarumma's journey since winning the NXGN award reflects the trajectory of a player who met lofty expectations at a young age and delivered on the biggest stage for his country. Though not flawless, his development, major tournament success, and consistency at the top level earn him a career rating of 8.5 out of 10. A testament to both his early promise and his continued relevance among the best goalkeepers in the world. 2018 Justin Kluivert. When Justin Kluivert won the NXGN award in 2018, he was hailed as one of Europe's most exciting young talents, blessed with flair, pace, and a famous last name that brought both attention and pressure. His breakout season at Ajax positioned him as a future star, and his subsequent move to AS Roma seemed like the next step in a rapid ascent. However, his time in Italy exposed the challenges of adjusting to a more tactical, physically demanding league. While he showed flashes of promise, he struggled for consistency and failed to make a lasting impact. Over the next few years, Kluivert's career became defined by short-term loan spells, first in Germany with RB Leipzig, then France with OGC Nice, and later Spain with Valencia. Each stint brought moments of quality, but none resulted in a permanent breakthrough. Injuries, tactical mismatches, and inconsistency continued to hold him back from fulfilling the lofty expectations set early in his career. In 2023, he made a permanent move to Bournemouth in the Premier League, a shift seen by many as a step down, but for Kluivert, it marked a chance to reset. Free from the pressures of big-name clubs, he found more stability and began to show signs of maturity. By 2025, he has become a more rounded and hard-working player, contributing regularly with goals and assists and finding a clear role within the team. While Kluivert may not have lived up to the early hype or reached the elite level many anticipated, he has shown resilience and growth. Now 26, he still has time to push for a late career resurgence or a move to a bigger stage. Based on his journey since winning the award, we give Justin Kluivert a rating of 5.5 out of 10. A reminder that early promise doesn't always translate into long-term top-level success. 2019 Jadon Sancho. In 2019, Jadon Sancho was hailed as the brightest teenage footballer in the world, clinching the prestigious NXGN award. At just 19, he was dazzling Bundesliga audiences with Borussia Dortmund, registering double digits in both goals and assists, and showcasing a rare combination of technical flair, creativity, and confidence. Sancho's rise from Manchester City's youth academy to a breakout star in Germany signaled the emergence of a generational winger, destined for greatness. However, the years that followed would see his career take several unexpected turns, from a high-profile move to Manchester United to a difficult period marred by form and attitude concerns, and eventually to a return to Dortmund and a new chapter at Chelsea. Sancho's transfer to Manchester United in 2021, for around £73 million, was met with high expectations. United had chased him for 2 years, envisioning him as the long-term solution to their right-wing issues. However, Sancho struggled to adapt to the Premier League's physicality and intensity. Inconsistent playing time, managerial instability, and a lack of defined tactical role led to underwhelming performances. He managed just 12 goals and 6 assists in 2 seasons across all competitions, numbers that fell far short of what he had produced in Germany. The situation deteriorated further in 2023 when Sancho publicly disagreed with United manager Erik ten Hag over claims of poor training performances. The dispute led to his exile from the first team, a sharp fall from grace for a player once touted among the elite. In January 2024, Sancho returned to Dortmund on loan, seeking to rediscover form and confidence in familiar surroundings. The loan spell, though not groundbreaking, served as a much-needed reset. He regained match sharpness, contributed with assists, and began playing with a sense of purpose again, even if not quite at the electrifying level of his first stint in Germany. Now in 2025, Sancho has embarked on a new challenge at Chelsea, a club in transition but with ambitions to re-establish itself among Europe's elite. Early signs suggest that Sancho is gradually returning to form under a more structured environment. His dribbling and vision remain intact, and with more consistent game time, he is beginning to rebuild his reputation as a dangerous wide playmaker. Chelsea's young and dynamic system appears to suit him better than the tactical uncertainty he faced at United. Assessing Sancho's journey since winning the NXGN award involves balancing promise with delivery. His peak years at Dortmund were exceptional, his time at United disappointing, and his current Chelsea chapter cautiously optimistic. In terms of an overall career rating out of 10, considering trajectory, consistency, impact, and resilience, a rating of 6.0/10 feels appropriate. He has not yet lived up to the early hype, but at 25, time is still on his side. If he continues on this upward path at Chelsea, there remains a strong possibility that Jadon Sancho could still fulfill much of the promise that made him football's most exciting teenager just a few years ago. 2020, Rodrygo. Rodrygo's career progression since winning the NXGN award in 2020 tells the story of a young star who has matured into one of the most dependable and tactically refined forwards in world football. When he left Santos for Real Madrid at just 18, many were unsure how he would adapt to the pressure and expectations of playing for the most decorated club in Europe. However, he wasted little time announcing himself, scoring a memorable hat-trick on his Champions League debut and showing early signs of his intelligence, composure, and technical precision. Unlike many of his peers, Rodrygo's rise hasn't been defined by viral moments or extravagant flair. Instead, he built his reputation quietly, steadily, and with purpose. While Vinicius Jr. often grabbed the headlines, Rodrygo was developing into a game-changer, trusted by both Zinedine Zidane and Carlo Ancelotti for his ability to impact crucial games. Nowhere was this clearer than in the 2021-22 Champions League semi-final against Manchester City, when Rodrygo scored twice in the dying moments to rescue Real Madrid's campaign and send them to extra time, a performance that instantly elevated his status at the club. Over the years, he has transformed from a promising winger into a complete, multifunctional forward. Whether deployed on the right as a second striker or even through the middle, Rodrygo has delivered consistently when it matters most. He has scored in Champions League knockouts, El Clásicos, and domestic cup finals, showing a rare ability to rise to the occasion. His intelligence off the ball, positional awareness, and calm finishing have made him an ideal fit in Madrid's evolving lineup, especially as the club transitions to a new generation featuring Jude Bellingham, Vinicius, Tchouaméni, and others. His partnership with Vinicius Jr. also highlights a special dynamic in Madrid's front line, where Vinicius brings unpredictability and pace. Rodrygo offers control and poise. Together, they symbolize the next great Brazilian duo at the Bernabeu, providing balance and creativity in equal measure. As of the 2024-25 season, Rodrygo is no longer just a promising youngster. He is a proven match winner, a leader by example, and a symbol of how to grow steadily at a top club. He may not be the most vocal or flashy player, but his impact has been consistently felt in the biggest moments. For his maturity, big game contributions, positional adaptability, and steady evolution into a Real Madrid mainstay, Rodrygo deserves a rating of 8.5 out of 10. He may not have dominated headlines every week, but his journey is proof that greatness can be achieved through quiet excellence. And at just 24, he's far from finished writing his story. 2021, Ansu Fati. Since winning the NXGN award in 2021, Ansu Fati's career has been a mix of early brilliance and frustrating setbacks. As a teenager, he took the football world by storm with his explosive performances for FC Barcelona, breaking multiple records and being hailed as the heir to Lionel Messi. His fearless dribbling, sharp finishing, and ability to change games made him one of the most exciting young talents in world football. However, his momentum was severely disrupted by a series of serious injuries, particularly to his knee, which kept him out for long stretches and hindered his development during key years. Despite flashes of his old self upon returning, Fati has struggled to regain the consistency and physical explosiveness that defined his breakout. His loan move to Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League during the 2023-24 season was a step toward revitalizing his career, but it yielded mixed results, as he showed moments of quality but didn't fully cement a starting role. By 2025, Fati is still working to rediscover the trajectory that once made him a generational prospect. While the talent remains undeniable, his journey has become one of perseverance, patience, and recovery rather than dominance. Given the highs of his early breakthrough and the lows of his injury struggles, Ansu Fati currently earns a rating of 5.0 out of 10. Still young, still gifted, but with work to do to reclaim his place among the elite. 2022 Jude Bellingham. When Jude Bellingham won the NXGN award in 2022, few were surprised. Even at that point, the English midfielder had already demonstrated a rare blend of technical brilliance, tactical maturity, and mental toughness that belied his age. But to truly appreciate how far Bellingham has come by 2025, one must trace his roots, not just from Borussia Dortmund, but from his unforgettable beginnings at Birmingham City. Bellingham's rise began in the gritty setting of England's Championship, not a typical launchpad for future Galacticos. At just 16 years old, he became Birmingham City's youngest ever first-team player, and within weeks, one of their most influential. In a physically demanding league where teenagers are often overrun, Bellingham thrived. His composure on the ball, ability to break lines with a pass or dribble, and tireless work rate made him a standout. He played 44 games in the 2019-20 season, and such was his impact that the club retired his number 22 jersey after just one season. A decision that raised eyebrows at the time but looks prophetic in hindsight. In 2020, he made a bold, mature decision, rejecting Manchester United to join Borussia Dortmund, a club known for developing young talent. It was a move that would accelerate his growth exponentially. At Dortmund, Bellingham transitioned from a prodigy to a complete midfielder. By the time he won the NXGN award in 2022, he had already played over 70 games for the German club, impressed in the Champions League, and earned regular call-ups to the England national team. What made Bellingham special wasn't just his skills, but his leadership. Despite being a teenager, he was often seen barking instructions to teammates, demanding more from seasoned professionals, and stepping up in big games. His performances in high-pressure matches, against Manchester City in the Champions League or Bayern Munich in Der Klassiker, were fearless and decisive. In 2023, Bellingham made his dream move to Real Madrid. A fee of around €103 million placed pressure on his shoulders, but instead of buckling, he soared. Deployed in a more attacking midfield role under Carlo Ancelotti, Bellingham exploded offensively. In his first season, he scored double-digit goals by mid-season, many of them match winners, including decisive goals in El Clasico and the Champions League. He was awarded La Liga Player of the Month multiple times and instantly became a fan favorite for his relentless spirit and charisma on the pitch. What set Bellingham apart at Madrid was how seamlessly he adapted. Surrounded by stars like Vinicius Jr., Rodrygo, Modric, and Kroos, he didn't defer, he led. Whether breaking lines with a dribble, surging into the box with perfect timing, or recovering deep in midfield, Bellingham operated like a veteran. He combined the elegance of a playmaker with the bite of a defensive midfielder and the scoring instinct of an attacking midfielder. Bellingham is no longer just a promising young player. He is one of the best midfielders in world football. He has already lived a footballing life many dream of. And yet, the most exciting part is this: he's still getting better. By 2025, Jude Bellingham has firmly established himself as a world-class midfielder, and based on his rapid rise, consistent excellence, and impact at the highest level, we give him a rating of 9.5 out of 10, a near-complete player whose career trajectory continues to soar. 2024, Lamine Yamal. The trajectory of Lamine Yamal's career since his triumph in the 2024 NXGN Award has been nothing short of meteoric, marking a remarkable ascent from promising talent to an increasingly pivotal figure for both FC Barcelona and the Spanish national team. Winning the prestigious NXGN Award, which recognizes the most exciting young talent in world football, served not merely as an accolade but as a launchpad for a period of significant growth and impactful performances that have firmly established him on the global stage. In the seasons following his NXGN victory, Yamal has transitioned from a peripheral prospect to an integral component of Barcelona's attacking machinery. The 2023-24 La Liga season witnessed his emergence as a consistent presence in the first team, participating in 37 matches and contributing 5 goals alongside 7 assists. While these statistics hinted at his burgeoning potential, the current 2024-25 campaign has seen an exponential rise in his influence and productivity. Across 35 La Liga appearances this season, Yamal has already surpassed his previous year's tally, notching an impressive 7 goals and providing 14 assists. This statistical leap underscores his growing effectiveness in the final third, demonstrating an enhanced understanding of his role and a sharper cutting edge in his attacking contributions. The increased playing time and the significant rise in goal contributions speak volumes about the trust placed in him by the coaching staff and his increasing importance to the team's offensive strategies. Beyond his club exploits, Yamal's impact on the international stage has been equally profound. His performances for Spain at Euro 2024 were particularly noteworthy, as he etched his name in the tournament's history by becoming both the youngest player to ever feature and the youngest to register an assist. His pivotal equalizer against France in the semi-final further cemented his status as a player capable of delivering under pressure. Consequently, his exceptional displays earned him the well-deserved Euro 2024 Young Player of the Tournament award, a testament to his outstanding contributions against seasoned international opposition. Furthermore, Yamal's exceptional talent has been recognized through a string of prestigious individual awards. The 2024 Golden Boy Award, celebrating the best U21 player in Europe, and the Copa Trophy, awarded by France Football to the best U21 player globally, stand as further endorsements of his remarkable progress and potential. His recognition as the best emerging player at the 2024 Globe Soccer Awards adds another layer to his growing list of accolades. Considering his sustained high-level performances, his increasing influence in crucial matches for both club and country, and the array of individual awards he has garnered, rating Lamine Yamal's progress since his NXGN win warrants a high evaluation. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would confidently place him at a 9.7. He has not merely fulfilled the promise he showed as a young talent. He has surpassed expectations, evolving into a dynamic and impactful player who is already considered a key figure for one of the world's biggest clubs and a rising star for his nation. His continued development suggests that his journey has only just begun, and the footballing world eagerly anticipates the further heights this exceptional young talent will undoubtedly reach.